Hi everybody, I'm Savannah and this is my channel. I have had one video so far and it was of my cat playing with a fidget spinner, and I found that cute and adorable, so I was like, oh, well, I'm just gonna post it. But today is gonna be story time, and I'm gonna be telling you guys a story, of course, about the day my life went downhill. It's been going downhill for a while now. It's been almost since 3rd grade, and I'm in 6th, so 3.5 years. So we'll start 6th grade. In 6th grade, my mom had decided she wanted to be, or she was experimenting. She didn't know if she wanted to be with men or women, so she was bisexual. And her and my dad had been married for 12.5 years when she had decided she wanted to experiment. Well, that was all fine and good until she got together with my nurse. She was my nurse practitioner, the one that did all the stuff, checked us and gave us shots and everything else. Well, I was fine with that. I trusted her. First girl my mom had been with, okay, that's fine. That's nothing bad. Well, they dated for maybe 1.5 years on and off. It was an unhealthy relationship, very unhealthy. They fought. The nurse, I can't say names, and I'm not going to say names, was abusive, and my mom was hurt a lot and always in pain. Saying she wanted to be dead and crap like that. And, we were all like, just try somebody else, move on to the next, or just go back to men. Like, who knows? Like, this is something that needs to be done with. This relationship cannot keep going on. And she was like, yeah, okay, guys, I'm going to try something else. And me and my siblings were like, okay, this is okay. My 7-year-old sister, or my 5-year-old sister at the time, didn't understand it at all. She was lost. She was confused. My older brother, he was like, okay, this is her life. She can do what she wants to do. We may not agree with it, but, blah, blah, blah. And my older sister was like, okay, Mom, I get this. I get your life, but I don't agree with it. I don't agree with what you're doing to us or to the younger ones. I'm 12.5. My brother's 14.5, and my little sister is 7.5. Well, my mom was 33. Not at the time, but she was about 31 when she decided she wanted to be with females and males. So, we were like, okay, this is good. Maybe she might be happier with women. Who knows? Like, nobody knows that. I'm sorry, I don't like that word. Who knows? She might be happier with women. Sorry, I'm sorry, guys. But, she wasn't happy. She had gone to one other woman, and she still wasn't happy. So she went back to the nurse practitioner. They fought for a few years on and off. 3rd grade, I was good. Those little crushes you had in 3rd grade where you'd say you were dating, but they were like, I like you, you like me, blah, 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 let's be boyfriend and girlfriend, okay, screw that. I had a few of those, and when everybody at school was starting to find out my mom was bi, I was bullied for it, saying that being a lesbian was contagious, or being bi was contagious, and I was going to be a lesbian, or I was going to be bi. And, at that time, I was so young, I didn't understand. So I just let people do it. I let them bully me. I believed what they were saying. Well, in 4th grade, I started to get older and understand more. And my mom had been a lesbian for almost a year then. Or bi, I'm sorry. And, at that time, I understood a lot more now, and understood that, this is my mom, okay? Screw what you guys are going to say. This is my mom. I love her. Screw you. Say what you want to say. I'm not going to believe it. Well, I could still say that, and I still believed it. In 4th grade, that was the time I started kind of having boyfriends, and, you know, we started kind of hanging out, like, you know, rock and jump, you know, grade skate, things like that. Well, it's grade skate. One weekend, I was with my best friend, and me and this guy had been, like, dating since 3rd grade. Well, me and him were like, okay, you know, blah, blah, blah. He looked me in my eyes and called me a lesbian. And I kneed him in the nuts. And then he smacked my friend and called her a lesbian, said that me and her were dating. That upset me. So my first instinct was, you know, let's go home. The first thing and the last thing I thought was I could just be mad at my mom. I could blame it on her. You know, this is her fault. It's on her. Well, you know, we just let her continue. 5th grade, she had decided, you know, she's gonna go live in Colorado with her friends for a few and, you know, try and be happy, be a teenager again, try to find herself before she came back to her kids. Well, ending of the story was she never came back to her kids. My birthday's in November, and so is my brother's. My brother's birthday is November 19th. No, November 17th. I'm sorry, I'm getting the dates mixed up now. My brother's is November 17th, and mine's November 29th. Well, November 19th was a Saturday morning, right? 2017, you know, it's a Saturday morning. Yeah, it's the weekend. Let's go. We're going to hang out with our friends, and we're going to do all this. Like, we're going to go shopping. We're going to, you know, go out to eat, go to movies, you know, stuff like that that me and my family did on the weekends. Well, I went upstairs because we live in the basement with my grandma and stuff, and I was like, hi, and I was in a good mood because, I mean, I'm a morning person sometimes. Well, I went up there, and they were all in a bad mood. I was like, what the heck? We all just woke up. Why is everybody in a bad mood? Well, my grandpa had yelled at me because I had said, you know, you guys need to tell me what's wrong, and he told me to go away and get out of their business. So I went, me being so young, I don't like being yelled at. Or at the time, I didn't like being yelled at. Now I just don't care. But at the time, I didn't like being yelled at. So I went into my grandma's room and to the bathroom and started crying. Well, my grandma and my dad came back, and my grandma grabbed me in her arms, and my dad was standing at the door, and my dad had said, baby girl, your mom was in a car accident last night. We haven't heard much, but we're going to start packing to go up to Colorado. I fell to the ground screaming. I didn't know what else to do, you know? You're 10, 11, finding out that your mom was in a car accident, and you don't know if she's dead or if she's alive. No, you don't know the reason. You don't know whether you're going to still have a mom the next day. So we let my brother and little sister wake up. I was already done packing when my brother woke up. My little sister woke up, and we took her to my aunt's. And me and my dad and my brother and my grandpa drove, and my grandma and my oldest sister flew. They got there before us, of course, because flying and driving. That whole car ride, we knew my mom was in the car with a dude. And we were like, you know, is he okay? Is he alive? Is he dead? You know, blah, blah, blah. What the heck happened? You know, where's he? Like, is he out of the hospital? Was he even injured? And, you know, they didn't answer us at the time. They were like, you know, you'll find out later. You know, just, we want you to get to the hospital first. So that night, we had got there. We just kind of, we went to the hotel. It was about 2 a.m., 3 a.m. when we got there. So we were like, you know, we'll go see her in the morning. Well, we did. It was the worst sight of my life. That's the last image I had of my mom. Like, before I saw her in the hospital bed, she had been gone for 7.5 months. I didn't even remember what she looked like before she left us kids. the last image I had of my mom. It's the worst image ever. We stayed up there till Thanksgiving. Came back, we wanted to spend it with my little sister. Well, we did. And, November 29th, my birthday. I had gotten up in the morning, gone to school. Nobody had told me anything was wrong. Well, it happened to be at 6 a.m. My grandma and my little oldest sister called my dad and my grandpa and said, she's gone. She passed away this morning at 5. I went to school, and my dad came and ate lunch with me. He went out in the hallway, and usually when he does that and he wants to talk to my teachers, I can go with him. This time he didn't let me. At that time, I obviously knew something was wrong. So he brought me home early, and we went to sit in the bedroom and upstairs in my grandma's room and to talk. And he goes, "Baby girl, she's gone." From then on out, I haven't had a mom. It's been 1.5 years. She died on my 11th birthday. My 11th birthday. Wow. I just kind of wanted to tell you guys the story. I don't know a lot of people that have lost their parents or a parent. But I know that it will get better. No matter what, it gets better. And I will put my Snapchat, Instagram, and Musical.ly down in the description if anybody has lost their parent or anything and they want to talk or just, stuff like that. I didn't do this video for pity. I did it because I wanted to share the story with you guys. I'm not asking for, I'm sorry, blah, 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 it'll get better. No, that's not what I'm asking for. I just wanted to share my story with you guys. So I hope you guys like it. Subscribe, comment down below, add me on Snapchat, DM me on Insta, follow me on Musical.ly. I love you guys.